Uh, all right, I'm gonna put my conspiracy hat on now.
Do it.
All right, here we go. You guys ready? Here you go. Um, so there's a lot of money given away. There's a lot of people with money. Even the Federal Reserve knows that because they have access to your accounts. All right, don't be shocked. They have access to your accounts, um, because you do your taxes. They have your social and all your information. Um, so what I've been listening to is a very witty man. I'm not gonna name who it is, but he mentioned he did his analytical, and he said, with also agreeing with the guy who predicted the 2008 market crash, came to the conclusion that there's going to be by the Federal Reserve an artificial recession, which they're going to hike rates so high that it's going to make the economy go into a recession because they have to get all that free money back. You don't give free
Right.
money and just call it good. You make it back.
Yeah.
So, looking at this chart, I just love looking at charts and I love looking at historical trends and I love saying history repeats itself
Yeah.
because in data it does. And
Right.
check this chart out:
Right.
peak, 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 peak,
Right.
peak, down, up, sideways, crash, down, up, sideways. So I'm looking at this maybe this peak here, maybe there's gonna be another one. But what I'm thinking is it might turn sideways and there might be a quick, maybe like for a few, maybe a month or a week, a crash that's gonna bring it down to maybe $12,000, $10,000
Yeah.
Bitcoin, and it might come up. I may sound crazy, might agree with me, might disagree with me, but looking at this chart, how can you argue? How can you argue with
Could
that?
be the same thing.
Yeah, it could. There's a high probability that that could happen.
Hi.
High probability. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that it could be probable because people like to repeat these trends. People believe in these trends.
Right. I just think markets change, and like I think there was a lot less awareness at that time too. Like even a lot of really smart people I knew, and very savvy in general don't know what Bitcoin is as all 5, 6 years ago, and it's like almost everybody knows what it is now. And I got people that don't know anything about Bitcoin. Like, how do I buy it? Or crypto, fill in the blank, any other crypto. So I don't, I don't know. It's definitely possible, and it's definitely become something that's mainstream, at least talked about enough that there is so much awareness where charts back then are just it's based on the interest of a smaller group of people, and it's more volatile, and it's like anything that can make a lot of money, it's very volatile. And I think that's what people don't really understand when they like look at this. It's like it's volatile because it has extreme potential, and the market doesn't know how to value that. And I think once again, that's why this is interesting for me to do, and why I look at crypto in general, and why we talked about all these possible projects. Because it could be Avalanche, it could be Polygon, it could be Ethereum that just freaking freaks out in the next couple of years because everything is built on it in the world. It's like you just don't know, and we're in this place of like, yeah, cultivating and like brainstorming, concocting just everything and seeing what happens. So yeah, it's fun. It's an innovative place. Long term, there's no way this chart stays like this. I mean, this has to go like this
Oh yeah.
eventually. So, but for me, it's just fun to watch. It's fun to participate, and I don't know. Yeah, short term, who knows? Like maybe there is a recession, manufactured or organic. Fill in the blank, whatever. Yeah. Things drop down for another year or two or even 3, and everybody's like, Bitcoin's dead. And they write the 600th article that it died, and then it didn't die, and then it's better and before. So who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, and touching back on what you just said right now, you said, oh yeah, you don't know, this it necessarily could be higher or lower. That's very true. Yeah, this is all just a prediction. It's not like for sure. Like I could be a moon boy and tell you this is gonna be 100 grand tomorrow. Who knows? Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just going straight off of what I see, and that's all I'm saying. That's what I see, and like I said, history repeats itself, which is a famous phrase, but it's really true.
It's the best data set we have.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
the one we have.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
real.
This is the life of
Yeah.
Bitcoin
It
here.
actually
How do you
happened.
how do you like
Can't refute it.
yeah, you can't argue it, right? You can't. This is the life right here, you know. So just going off of that, the highest the lowest low is near the highest high back in 2017. That's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
right about there.
Yeah.
So,
So that's the most beautiful thing. And then you can move this thing here and like just eliminate all this garbage. Well, it's not garbage, actually treasure there. It's true.
This is you'll never see me again. I live on an island.
Yeah. If you would sell everything and shoot, even a loan shark, tell loan shark here, you're like, hey man, I'll pay you back in 2 years. I'll pay you back double in 2 years. You know what I mean? You'll still be off. You know what I mean? Like you'll still be made off, dude. Like
I hate that I knew about it in 2014.
oh yeah,
the worst.
it's sad, but at this time it was very difficult to get your hands on it.
And we've touched on that.
We touched on that before, so
fun.
yeah, but so now because that's another thing. It was more mainstream here.
Yeah.
So more people can put their money in Robinhood. More people can put their money in Binance. You don't have to wire money. You know what I mean? You don't have to freaking meet a guy.
back alley.
Yeah, go to back alley and get a driver with coins in it. You know what I mean? Like it's just you don't. That was mining. You know what I mean? But like so. The accessibility drove this price up too. So that's another thing that we didn't touch on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
that's true.
yeah, so that's another thing. So it's gonna get easier.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Fidelity stepping in. Hey, maybe you might have an option in your job. You know, let's say ADP, whoever your payroll company is.
Yeah.
Hey, when I get paid, I want this fund to immediately go into, you know, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, Robinhood has the thing where it can, if you have a direct deposit, it can automatically buy Bitcoin for you every pay period.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff like that and gets incorporated and you know
Yeah.
also drives the price up.
I know Coinbase has like I think it's if you do like 4 recurring buys, you get like the 5th one is free for like a small amount. So it's like you get a discount.
Yeah,
you just
incentivized.
every week or every 2 weeks, which is cool. I mean, that to say, we're just giving examples of programs. We don't endorse anything in particular. It's not financial advice. It's a lot. It's a lot of cool, interesting ideas and a lot of things you can do. You can ignore our whole podcast and never make any money or anything, or buy stocks and you can do whatever the frick you want. You know, for me, even if I invest a lot more or I never do again, it's interesting to watch. So it's fun. The ride is just interesting as heck, and people will turn around in a couple of years and be like, what the heck? And I was like, saw it coming. Made a whole podcast on it.
So now I reminded myself what I was gonna say when you're talking about like you don't know why this coin's blowing up when you're talking about all of them. You said Avalanche or whatever can blow up, but if you listen to us, you'll know why they blow up because we're talking about it now. We're talking about what they're doing now, which gets forgotten 2 years from now, but we know.
Yeah.
What they built, what they stacked on top of stacks of developing. So when it does blow up, we're like, oh yeah, they've been like waiting to break loose because they have so much going on, and now's the time. Now's the time it blew up because the masses got word, big time investors got the word that it's the next big thing, and in the past 2-3 years they've been building, and now.
Stuff over here that's real, tangible, that has value. Buy it.
Like Avalanche, they worked with Amazon. What if they worked with Bitcoin? What if they worked with Walmart? And now they're incorporating a token to be part of the network of all the 3 major retailers. And then all of a sudden, these people 3 years from now hear about it. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, let's put all our money in that. You know what I mean? Like
money's already there.
But we've known that, so we've been in it. You know what I mean? So we know. So when people are asking why, or the news is like, oh, today Avalanche blew up. It's going up for the past couple of weeks. It's been breaking records. You know what I mean? We'll know why. They're just going to tell you, oh, because they have partnered with this, and this, but they don't go into detail. You know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking. I was like. Sure. We're informing people these tokens with your research, because I don't research anything he does. I just hang out, I just hang out and talk, and just whatever pops in my head, I just say it, whatever.
He's done lots of things himself.
Yeah. Right.
The crypto oriented himself.
Yeah. I've gone on my own path too, though. But yeah, anyways, we both do our thing and we come together, and that's what motivated this podcast. Was like, I did my thing, he was doing his thing, we talked about it, we exchanged ideas, we exchanged experiences, and we're like, dude, this could be useful for somebody. Somebody needs to hear this, because they might have questions like we did, and we didn't know who to ask, so we just did it, and we found out, like, hey, we just found out that you don't do this, or you do this and this happens, and it's such a new ecosystem, new business, entrepreneurship, that like you don't really know what's the right way to do it. Right. So
there's no wrong way until you lose your money.
And we're just sitting here going like, it's undeniable, it's inevitable. All the things that I said before we read the article and said the same thing. It's like everybody sees it that's paying attention. So I just want to bring that to more general people if I can, because it's just interesting and it's going to keep happening. And yeah, you might accidentally use crypto one day in a blockchain and not even know it, because it's like so integrated to everything else. So I don't know. I just think I'll say it over and over again. It's fun to watch. Whatever's it's a lot of interesting things happening in the world. So.
Oh, it doesn't show you. I was gonna say, I was like, hey, it may be up, whatever, 20%, but like you always say, it's down overall. It's 90, 80%, yeah. For now. Yeah, for now. But honestly, yeah. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know.
It's a good time to buy.
Yeah, it's a good time to buy until it crashes. You know what I mean? Or it's good. It's a good time to buy until it rallies, and you're like, damn it. You know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword. It could go either way.
Yeah. Anything else? I think that's.
Yeah, I think I'm happy with what I said earlier. Put my 2 cents.
Anyways, hopefully, the market was slow. Everything's a little bit boring. I honestly want to just wait for FTX to blow over, because I was listening and hearing about it so much. I'm like, all right, let's take a little step back from it, and then we'll talk about our thoughts after the fact. So I just wanted a little bit of distance from it. However, I mean, we didn't invest in it, not a big deal, whatever. Hopefully everybody's all right. But, you learn if you can, come back stronger if you had any problems. And then, there's a lot of new cool things over the last couple months. So we want to bring that to you. Hopefully you enjoyed, you got something out of it. You can start to see, where the world is going. And there's going to be a lot more. So, tune in, check it out if it's interesting to you. And, figure out if there's anything you want to invest in or check out, or at least just watch the interesting ride. So it's been 2 Dudes, 1 Garage this time.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And have a good night, man. And invest wisely. That's all I gotta say. You know what I mean?
Stay safe out there. I'm sure we'll see you again at some point. Take care.
Bye.